Knicks lose for the first time all year at home as the Magic win it 124-107. Great to have you with us here, Bill Pito, along with Wally Szczerbiak. You talked about Orlando. You were concerned about Orlando. You'd been talking about them while we were watching the game, before we were watching the game. They're big, they're physical, and the Knicks just did not get it going, especially in the first half. The Knicks led 2-0, and that was it the rest of the night in terms of lead.
Listen, it's the mindset of a competitive team. This is a team that is good. They're young, they're hungry, they want to make noise in the playoffs. They saw the Knicks' incredible offensive numbers for their last few games, and they said to themselves, we have been physical with this team. The Knicks have had battles with this team for the last 2 years. It has not been fluid basketball. It has been a war when they go to when these two teams play, complaining to the officials, a lot of banging, a lot of holding, a lot of grabbing. It's a big, strong team, and they impose their physical will on the Knicks. Knicks are going to have to learn that when their offense is humming, they're scoring 130. There are going to be some teams that come in here and they try to take some cheap shots at them, tried to get them off their game, took them off their spots. Orlando had a great game plan. They executed and got a big-time win here at the Garden.
So the Knicks now 7-1 on the year at home, 5-1 at home during this homestand. One more game left on this homestand Friday when Miami comes to town. We'll see about Jalen Brunson in terms of his availability for Friday. The rebounding. Knicks have dominated that aspect of play during this winning streak, but tonight Orlando outboarded the Knicks 49-37.
Orlando's big at every position. There were a lot of mismatches on the floor. Orlando took advantage of them. They're not a great outside three-point shooting team, but they will beat you up in the paint. And Mitchell Robinson was in this game, too. He came back after yesterday. So it just goes to show you that at every position, this Orlando team has guys that are not afraid of contact. They're going to go after those boards. They know the Knicks are a really good rebounding team. Now, the Knicks were coming off a back-to-back. So that is always tough when you're playing against a young, hungry team like the Magic. The Knicks were at home, though, and this team came in on a mission to send a message to the Knicks that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the East. The couple teams that I think are going to be the most formidable foes for the Knicks in the East are the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic.
Why the Magic?
Because of their wings. I said it in the pregame. Banchero didn't even play the second half. He was an all-star last year, tremendous player. And Franz Wagner is a big-time problem. That guy can guard anyone in the league, and he is tough to defend with his size and his athleticism. Orlando
leads the league in free throw attempts per game at 32.5. Tonight they took 33 shots from the line and made 28. You see the rest of the numbers. Orlando wins at 124-107. Orlando is now 5-5. Desmond Bane was acquired in the offseason. Many think that Orlando's going to be a contender. It's taken them a little bit of a while here to get their legs, but boy, they were impressive tonight, winning at 124-107. And Franz Wagner is an elite talent. He's 6'10", moves like he's 6'2", and he scored 28 points.
Listen, OG Anunoby is one of the best defenders in the league, and Franz Wagner did whatever he wanted against him. He posted him up, got to the free throw line, used his size, used his athleticism. That was an elite matchup for me to watch. I said it in the pregame. The two wings, Bridges and Anunoby against Wagner and Banchero. And you know, the way Wagner and Banchero played, those guys are the real deal. They came into MSG, and they were not scared. They were not afraid. They were not intimidated one bit. This team is, if they can stay healthy, they're going to be a force. Coach Mosley is a heck of a coach, too. He gets his guys to play defense and to play physical. They're going to be like the Detroit Pistons were last year in the playoffs. They're going to bang the Knicks. They're going to play physical with the Knicks. And the Knicks are going to have to be ready for teams to try to be physical with them, because as skilled as the Knicks are, they're a great three-point shooting team, skill at every position, elite players that are all-star caliber. You can get in their heads a little bit if you're a physical team. The Knicks have showed that. So the Knicks are going to have to show that they can deal with the physicality, and they're going to have to answer some questions about teams coming in here and trying to bang them around.
By the way, Wagner was tonight's thrilling moment, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Jalen Brunson, excellent game. Another 30-point night. Finished with 30. Last couple of minutes looked like he turned that right ankle. Took the free throws, limped right to the locker room. But overall, despite Brunson's solid game. The Knicks scored only 42 points in the first half. And remember, last night they scored 42 points in the first quarter. But Brunson was excellent.
Yep, he was excellent. He was aggressive to start. He was getting fouled, it felt like, every single possession. You know Jalen doesn't mind these kind of games. I mean, he's going to compete. He's going to go right at his opponents. I mean, he's got tough defenders all over him. Anthony Black and Jalen Suggs are elite perimeter defenders with a lot of size and a lot of strength and great athleticism. And they made Jalen make some really, really tough shots. I thought Jalen got lost in the competition of this game, which you love. Your captain just wanted to try to help will his team to a victory, and unfortunately he kind of tweaked that ankle when he was selling out going to the basket at the end of the game. You got to only hope that he's going to be okay. You got to remember this is a marathon, not a sprint. Jalen Brunson hobbled at this point in the season is not a good thing, but you never know with Jalen. He knows his body very well, and if he can go, he will go on Friday.
Knicks host Miami on Friday, then they are at Miami on Monday. Let's take a look at how Brunson hurt that right ankle in the final stages of the game. Wally, take a look. We're not doctors, but it's obvious when you take a look at the right foot right there that he rolled it, and he took his free throws, and after that went right to the locker room. So.
Yeah, that looks like a significant sprain, but you never know. You know, having sprained ankles many a times, once you sprain it once, those ligaments are gone, so it's just going to roll in a situation like that, and you hope there isn't too much swelling. The Miami Heat are coming in here. That team plays fast. That team runs up and down the floor. So Jalen needs to be really, really good to go. If he can go on Friday, we'll see what happens. But they got other guys that can step up. You know, Jordan Clarkson's dying for minutes. When he got in the game, he played hard. You know, it wasn't always. You know, it was semi-effective, but he's ready to go if his number's going to be called. Deuce McBride was solid. Knicks have Shamet playing great basketball. So we'll see what happens. I'm not a doctor, but the Knicks just got to regroup from this one and learn from this one and bounce back and get ready for a back-to-back against Miami. 9
turnovers for the Knicks in the first half. That's the worst first half they've had all year in terms of turnovers. Is that why they only scored 42 points in the first half? By far their lowest scoring half of the year.
One of the reasons, and it's all attributed to that Orlando Magic defense. I mean, they did not give the Knicks anything. They pressed up on every player. They did not allow the Knicks to go into those dribble handoffs and the fluidity with their offense moving the ball. They contested every pass to the wing, every pass to the corner, every dribble handoff. There was body contact, knocking the guy off the spot. And the Knicks are going to have to learn from that. A physical team is not going to let the Knicks just do whatever they want on the offensive end of the floor the way that they had been the whole entire homestand. They made the Knicks uncomfortable. The Knicks are going to have to get to counters, and they're going to have to adjust and watch this film and learn how to deal with teams that are going to try to knock them off their spots.
Orlando's got a lot of balance. They have an excellent bench.
I agree.
4 of the 5 starters in double figures. 2 of the bench players were in double figures. They had basically a contribution from everybody tonight.
You have Isaac coming off the bench, 7-footer, elite defender. Bataze. He is a nuisance to the Knicks. He seems to always catch someone in the nose or the face. And Anthony Black was a starter most of his career.
17 tonight off the bench.
Right. And he is an outstanding perimeter defender. He's a lockdown defender when he's in the game. And when he knocks down some shots, he has good size, and he can give some contribution offensively. He's a difference maker. So this team is for real. This Magic team, that pickup by Desmond Bane, getting him in this lineup, he fits their culture perfectly with his strength and he needed shooting. This team is going to be a team to be reckoned with, I think, for the rest of the season in the East.
Bane was really struggling from downtown coming in, but went 3 for 6 with 22 points. Monica McNutt, as always, called the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, what do you think about tonight's outcome?
Man, Wally, I heard you, but I literally said to Pat before I came downstairs I really don't love finishing games and being like, okay, are they good? Like, how good is this team compared to what the expectation is for the Knicks? Now, granted, the Magic are a team that last year they had a terrific defense. Yes, the offense was a little bit sluggish, but people knew about the pieces that they had. So considering that this was the second night of a back-to-back, I'm not alarmed by the outcome. But, guys, candidly, what I was a little bit perturbed by was I thought, and we've used this word before, y'all, the compete level in the first half. Some nights you might not shoot the ball well, which is fine. Some nights you might end up getting out-rebounded, as rare as it may be. It happens. But I didn't think that there was a level of focus that I thought this team needed to continue to make a statement early in the season here in this homestand to start the game.
I like that. You used that term the same way in the Chicago game. I remember, Monica, and I thought you were spot spot on. And listen, you can make an excuse that it's a back-to-back, that this Magic team was sitting on the Knicks watching film, preparing for this game. But at the same time, if you want to be an elite team, you have to be ready for a hungry team like this. Don't you think, Monica, to come into your building and try to get that win when the Knicks are 7-0?
100%, Wally. We're on the same page. And it took me back to a game last year. I can't remember what month we were in, where you end up looking at the roster and you go down the size. And yes, you know that the Magic have size at a number of positions. But I just thought, and it's kind of coincidental, because pregame I asked Mike Brown, what are 3 things that you could give me, Mike, that would say this team is playing well? Because I know as media, we look at, okay, who was this versus and what is this team's record? And, of course, the coaching staff doesn't do that. But the last thing he said, y'all, when he got to defense, he said that we bring a level of physicality to the defensive side of the game without sending the other folks to the free throw line. Tonight, didn't think that physicality was necessarily there, and they allowed the Orlando Magic to shoot 28 of 33 from the free throw line. So not quite